All right, all right. I'm live now after technical difficulties. Let me see if I can just turn this camera around. Oh, I think it's. No. Let me see if I can turn this around. Bear with me for a second. It's my first time. Uh, it's my first time doing it like this. Um, it might not matter if I'm gonna bring people in here. Let's see if we can. Let's see, Brian Color. Just give me a second, guys. I'm still trying to figure this out a little bit here. Stream info, private chat, post comment. Trying to see how I can get the link to get people in here. If anybody wants to chat real quick. Uh, guest. Let's try that. Okay. Here it is. Okay, Ken. Alright. Send this link to your guests. You may also want to share our instructions for guests. Okay. Alright. Okay, we got 3 people in here. Yeah, bear with me for a second, guys. Sorry the screen is blank. I'm using a different platform here. And I'm trying to figure it out. So I'm trying to get some people added in here if anybody wants to get in as well. So um, y'all bear with me. But welcome in, guys. I see we got a few people in here. Uh, yeah, I did a little practice run last week. I should have did more. Welcome in, guys. Okay. Okay, here we go. I see some comments. What's going on, Chris? Yeah, I've been having to fight the gang stalking program. Sorry, I'm trying to turn this camera around. Let me see what I can do here. Maybe if I do it like that. I don't know. I think what I'm gonna end up doing is just having to leave it. I hate doing it like that. I like to show you guys some kind of a screen. Welcome in, Chris. Yeah, but I've been fighting the gang stalking program. It's been really tough over the past really few months, but it got really intense um, over the last few weeks. If you were following, like I did a live like 2 weeks ago, and I was showing you how they were hitting me hard financially and all of that. That was just one aspect of it, but it's been a lot worse than that. So I just had to take the time out and focus a little bit, on what I needed to do because they were trying to really just take me up out of here. They're relentlessly, um, they're relentless. I'm trying to turn this camera around, guys. I'm sorry. I don't think I'm gonna be able to. Let's try it like this. Oh, here we go. Uh, Back camera. Okay, I got a little something there. Give me a second. I'm trying to figure out how to get this camera right. All right. Let's try it like that. I don't know if it's gonna work with this. Damn it, guys. All right, I'll just leave it like this for now. I'm sorry, I can't. I want to look at this perp right here. We got 11:16 coming up on the clock. You see this perp right here? Just happened to come out. Had to mess with the trash. You see that right there? I can't. Oh, man, this camera is not really showing me. I got about an hour to chat, so I'm just trying to get everything in order. I'm using the StreamYard thing to try to get some other people in here, so that's why I'm having some difficulty, guys. So just bear with me for a minute. Heads up if you have overlay. Try restarting your device. Yeah, they're only showing me like a little slither on my end. I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna see what you guys are saying. You guys can see. See if I turn it to the side. Will that help? Yeah, that helped immensely. Okay. All right, I see. All right. Just had to turn it to the side. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just trying to. Hey, guys, if I'm still live, got somebody let me know. Hit the 27 for me. I got about an hour to talk, guys. I'm trying to let me add the link, and if anybody wants to get in here, let me know, and I'll send you the link, and we can have a discussion instead of me just talking. Like I said, I got about an hour to chat, so I just wanted to check in with you guys, see what's going on. Let me sit here on this bench for a minute. Ugh. Yeah, guys, let me know if I'm still live. I don't know if y'all are getting the, I don't know. Usually the chat is not frozen like this. I usually can see something. If it doesn't work like this, I might just have to end it and do my live the normal way. We got 11:16 on the clock right now. Well, we just had it. We didn't have too much gang stalking. This purple over here went a little early because I was live. So caught his goofy ass. I don't know, guys. I feel like I'm talking to myself. Man, I don't know if I'm live or not anymore. Damn it. We might just have to chat through the comments. No one's telling me whether or not I'm live or not, so I'm assuming that you guys can't hear me. Damn. Okay, let's see. Yeah, this is a disaster. Okay. I'm gonna put it right there. This is not working out right. All right, so if you guys can see that, I don't know, man. I might have to end this one and come back. Again, if anybody in here can hear me, somebody hit 27. If not, I'm gonna have to end this. It says that I'm live on my end, but if anybody can hear me, please hit 27. I see the viewers, people in here starting. The numbers are moving, but I'm not getting any kind of messages from you guys. Make a group chat with gang stalking simulation. Okay, 27. Okay, you can hear me. Okay, cool. Yeah, I do a group chat. If he comes in here, we can get a group chat going on. Like I said, I got about an hour to chat to sacrifice. I'm giving some time before I start working tonight. Let a lot of the degenerates get off of the road. Okay. Ty boy. Okay. 27. Thanks. It's other people in here, but I guess they're not really. It might be bots or something like that. They're not really responding. But thanks for letting me know. But I'm just want to check in with you guys. I put the link up if anybody wants to get in and anybody's interested in having a conversation, we can. Guys, I just been going through the same gang stalking. Is typical, same old, same old. Uh, Nothing really new. It just intensified over the past few weeks, but things have kind of slowed down to an extent. With these changes that's going on in the government, I have seen some things. It seems like there might be a little bit less funding. Some of the noise campaigns and things like that seem to be not as prevalent as usual. Hasn't been as bad lately. See, I think with the StreamYard thing, I think that the comments that are coming in like very late. They have unlimited money. Yeah, defeat the Draco. It seems like they do have unlimited money, black money, dark money. That it seems like it's supposed to be earmarked for one thing, but they're using it for another. So here's a car coming right now. We got 11:20. It's not really one of the times in the program, but let's see what this person's doing right here. I'm out here on the bench, on the park bench. Oh wow, this is weird. So the camera's actually inverted or reversed. Okay, so you said check out Cali. Okay, I'm gonna screenshot that real quick. Thanks, Ty Boy. Cameron, I've been I spoke about it a little earlier. I just been fighting the program. I've still been around. It's the same old, same old. It just got really intense. They really started hitting me. Cameron, I'm talking to you, and I took the screenshot, Ty Boy. Thank you. I'm gonna check that out. Fuck that money. This planet belongs to the melanated gods. I hear that. But Cameron, I've been out here doing the same thing, same old, same old. It's just that I haven't been able to. I had to put all my energy and focus in. Um, just basically into survival. You guys know how it is because in our situation, there's not even too much progress. It's progress, but it's kind of slow progress. So I just been having to put my all my effort into surviving. They were really going in for the kill. Um, you know, let's say probably about 3/4 of my income, or the work that I do, like 3 out of 4 of the jobs that I have are based on like the internet and using apps and and driving. So they've really been focusing on controlling these apps, trying to limit the amount of money I can make as much as possible. And when your money is being limited, it's hard to do anything else. So you have to focus on that. I don't want to seem like the kind of TI that's focused on money all the time, but you have to in American society. And I'm being targeted and isolated. So if I don't have any money, I'm ass out because I don't have like a support system, like a family or something to go lean on or whatever. So I gotta when they really start attacking me like that, I gotta focus in. And a lot of it, that's pretty much what it is. I was targeted since birth across the ocean in the old country. They tried to off me since I came here in 1990. Now they're stalking me 24/7 with hybrids and boomer bots. So, what country is that you came from, and why do you think they've been gang stalking you since birth? Defeat the Draco. What gives you the impression that you were getting it since birth? I'm not one of those people that says that I've been getting it since birth. I think that my targeting really started once I go back about 20 years though. I'll be honest. 9/11 was 2001, and a lot of stuff started happening right after 9/11 with me. I was in high school when that happened, and then a few years later, I started noticing strange things going on. But I have a lot of family that's in the government, and I believe it was them all these years. They were using like some of these government backdoor access and their security clearances, and maybe their friends within their colleagues within the government spaces. And I think they were using techniques to spy on me and just do different things to affect my life, starting like 20 years ago. I knew something strange was going on, but I just couldn't put my finger on it. So I think mine started back around 2005, maybe 2004. That's when I started noticing weirdness. But I didn't understand it was gang stalking until about 2018. Yeah, 2017, 18, somewhere around that time is when I really figured out that there was a coordinated effort going on for sure. So I don't say my whole life, but at this point I can say half of my life, and that's after 9/11. And I'm one of those people that believes that anybody who's being targeted, at least the same way that I'm being targeted, it started after 9/11 with the Patriot Act when they took away all of our rights um, for the sake of national security. That's when I believe the gang stalking program started. So I didn't have a messed up life before gang stalking took over. Starting like around 2017, 18, that's when it really just started ruining my life. When I was ignorant and didn't know, they were just playing around with me and stuff. So it wasn't really ruining my life. At least I didn't know. Eastern Europe, Draco says, they left me in womb for 3 days with a card wrapped around my neck. They killed everyone in my family in many different ways. Yes, my dad was offered an intelligence position. Wow. 9/11 and all these programs are cover for their hatred against humanity. Sorry to hear that about your story coming out of Europe. That's deep. That's really deep. And as far as 9/11, it's a cover. The program is absolutely hatred based. Absolutely, undoubtedly, unequivocally hatred based. No doubt about it. Um, they in my program, they really express a lot of racial hate, a lot of racial aggression. I like to say it's because I'm down here in the South, but when I was in Florida, I'm in the Atlanta, Georgia area for the past 2 years, maybe a little more than 2 years now. But when I was in the South Florida area dealing with gang stalking all throughout Florida, it wasn't racial based. It wasn't like always trying to here. They try to like just constantly try to instill in my mind like the idea of racial superiority, how people of my what do you call it? Shit, my my race, basically African Americans, are under them, and it's like a lot of class and race kind of stuff that goes on in my targeting. When I was in Florida, it was more like class, showing me the wealth, showing me how they got all this and they got this and that and the third, and I'm being pushed out to the street to deliver food and shit, and they just dominate. It was like about that, trying to show me Ferraris and Bentleys, and sending me to just kind of like really trying to make me feel demoralized and down and like a peasant. And they do the same thing here in the Atlanta, Georgia area, but it's they do that. They do the whole trying to make the classism comes from a lot of the black people, especially in the city of, and what you have, and your materials, where you live, and what kind of how do you make your money. You can't just make money. You gotta make money and be fly, and that kind of shit, that kind of mindset, um and a lot of racial stuff here, a lot of racial stuff, guys. And they have control over all of this technology. I want all you guys to always remember that if you're listening to a TI and they're not discussing uh the technology domination that goes on in this program, then they're not really trying to get to solutions, or they're not really having an honest conversation with you. If they're telling you that these people are just reading your mind and they're not in your phone and uh, predicting your movements and things through looking, watching your phone, your emails, your phone calls, your text messages. That's how they make decisions about how to attack you. Is based upon the information. If you didn't use a phone, if you had no kind of footprint at all on the internet, you don't have emails and paying bills, online banking, and all that kind of shit. They wouldn't have as much material. They wouldn't be able to attack you as efficiently as they do. Okay, so it says so Thai boy says my nationality is Thai. I live in Germany. My gang stalking activated in 2020. Yeah, that's when my gang stalking went crazy in 2020. My whole life changed. That's when I figured out for sure that my whole family was involved. At the same time, COVID hit. Yeah, that was a tough time, and I've been on the move ever since then. I've been out here. Um, I haven't had like a stable apartment since then. I left my place in 2020, and yeah, I've been out here on a run, on a move, trying to survive ever since. It's been rough, and I've done the last 2 years of it completely alone. Um, yeah, say like the last 2 years, a year and a half. I still had one family member left that I was holding on to. Um, Up until about 2 years ago, but that was just toxic. It was constant targeting, and totally just I just had to stop and cut off all contact. That person was a narcissist, um, and being used to. I just had to leave that person alone. So I've been doing my gang stalking, going through my gang stalking journey completely alone for the past 2 years. Everything that I've been able to do and how I've been surviving has been completely um, on my own, just struggling and fighting, and also having a platform like this has also helped because people have been able to help me out at times when I really needed it with donations and things like that. But other than that, it's just been hard work. Almost every single night of my life, every day, almost every day, every night of my life since 2000 and since towards the middle end of 2020, I've just been working, 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 working just to survive. Not even really getting really ahead as I should, as much work as I put in. I don't get to party and anything. But with the targeting program, it's designed to hold you back, and it's designed to try to keep you running in place. If you don't make adjustments, that's what'll happen. Let's see. Uh, what do we have? So okay, defeat the Draco says the nurse that killed my baby sister is still keeping tabs on my mom. excuse me, they never really they never stopped. I was poisoned and left for dead at 10, taken to an obscure facility my family couldn't visit. I'm sorry to hear that. That's a horrible story. That sounds like more than gang stalking. That sounds like some kind of, look at these limos. You guys remember limos? That sounds like something even deeper than gang stalking that you got going on. You're targeting the whole family, that kind of murder. I don't usually hear too much of that in the gang stalking program. They usually don't get that hands on. It's usually the kind of murder where they try to cause you to off yourself, or they do that with me. They try to put me in like so much isolation and so much stress and strain and ridicule and humiliation and deprivation to a point where they want me to kill myself. Um, but that won't happen. Or they also try to set up circumstances where you'll be in an accident. Like, for instance, we had ice storms here in Atlanta not too long ago, a lot of snow and ice. And they did a few things. Like, for instance, I told you guys they control these apps, whether it's DoorDash, whether it's Uber, Lyft, Uber Eats, whatever it is, Grubhub. They control it completely, 100%. There's not a dollar that I think I make on any of those apps that's not the program deciding to give me one to let me make a few dollars so they can ridicule me, mock me, or do some stupid shit while I actually do the trip. But yeah, usually they're not hands on with all that kind of murder like you just mentioned. There usually it's more of a no touch torture, psychological game. And with me, they barely even play the psychological games anymore. At this point, they just go in and just try to sabotage me, mainly financially, and make sure that I'm isolated. So they want me to just be completely broke and have nobody, no intimacy. They had a girl in my Uber last night. Like, last night, I did Uber all night, and they literally just had me transporting around what you would call whores, right? Women, ladies of the night. You get what I'm saying? Women who sell it. This is Atlanta, so they literally just thought it was cute to just put all these women in my vehicle, and they will all kind of look the same. I pick them up from a high rise somewhere in the city, a luxury high rise, and it's always in some dude's name. It's never in their name. It's always a dude's name. They just kept doing it over and over again last night, about 4 or 5 times. It'd be some dude's name. The girl gets in my car. They got little ass shorts on, their legs out, tattoos on their legs, nice thighs, looking good, right? Or they had another one they had at least 3 of those last night. And I took them to a dude's house, and they make sure that they get in the car talking to the dude. They make sure the ride is in the dude's name. A big part of it is they're trying to do this thing where they're trying to keep all women away from me, period. So anytime women, eligible kind of woman, will get in my vehicle, they try to make sure that there's a dude involved. There's a dude right there at the car kissing her, putting her into the vehicle, or meeting her at the vehicle, or it's in his name, or she's on the phone with him the whole time. All of it is gaslighting and game plan. But they had like all like hookers last night, where I just transported hookers all around the city last night. They even had one. I'm just talking right now. I'll read the comments in a second. They even had one where last night. They even had one where she like I don't really talk to them, but I know it's like gang stalking and shit. I don't really try to do too much conversation. I just do the job. So she fell asleep supposedly. I started hearing her snoring. I picked her up from a hotel. I guess she was on her way to another hotel. The Uber was in some dude's name, of course, and I took her to some dude's house. All right. So she falls asleep in the back of the car. So when we get to the location, and I'm like, okay, we're here. She's not answering me. Like, she's just knocked out sleep, right? So she's knocked out sleep. So I assume, and I'm a TI, I'm smart, and I've been doing this shit for a while. So I'm not even gonna touch her. I'm not gonna try to wake her up physically. I'm just gonna, hey, yell, it's like it seemed like she just wanted me to touch her for some reason. Like, I think it's like a DNA thing. She wanted my DNA on her, right? She wanted me to touch her in the vehicle. So I wouldn't touch her. So then she said, "Oh, I lost my phone." She finally woke up. "Oh, I lost my phone. Can you call this number for me?" So I poured out, a different phone with a throwaway number, because I already know the games they play. So I used that number to call. Usually I wouldn't even do that, but I just wanted her out my car. So she leans all up to the front of the car, leans her head on me. She's just trying to touch me, just trying to like seem like she's trying to exchange DNA with me, just somehow. Just kept trying to touch me. So we call the number. The dude comes down and gets her. She leaves a pair of panties in the back of the car. and she actually gets my phone number. She asked me for my number. I gave it to her. You know, kind of cute. We'll see. But some dude picks her up, and she left panties in the car or whatever. But then the next day, which was today, hope you guys are following. Then today, somebody called me on. No one has that number, right? No one would know that I had that number. Then all of a sudden, someone calls me on that number at exactly 2:16 p.m. earlier today, which is 27, right? 2:16 p.m. They called me. So I guess that was because I gave that phone number to the Matrix when I called the number she wanted me to call to let the person know that she was downstairs. All this Matrix shit. So when I did that and gave that number up, they made sure to call me exactly 2:16 a day, and no one said anything. It was just a random call. You know what I mean? Probably a ping trying to locate the phone or whatever. But that's how it works, guys. Everything around us is TIs. That's what it's like. All right, let me get to some comments. All right, guys, I got a good 20, 25 more minutes to kind of talk. Like I said, I had a little hour here that I wanted to sacrifice. It's getting cold out here. Everybody get in the car. Let me throw this trash out first, though. But yeah, guys, give me a second. It's getting cold out here. Whoo! Oh, it's cold, guys. Whew. All right, let's talk in here for a minute. I want to go take the trash. I just drive down there. All right, let me catch up on some comments. Like I said, if anybody wants to get in, before I read some comments, I'm gonna drop the link again to see if anybody wants to come in and talk instead of me just talking to you guys. Give me a second. I'm new to this, so I'm trying to figure out. Here it is. I'm gonna drop the link again in the comments here. So if anybody wants to, jump in, let me know. Okay, so I'm gonna go back and read some. It says they hate. Okay. So Defeat the Draco says they hate any natural beings, women and minorities, so called. It's a eugenics program. I've been thinking about that kind of stuff a lot lately. Yeah, I've been thinking about certain things like that as far as them trying to target certain lineages, people with a certain lineage, or people who are like probably indigenous to this land, or people whose families have been here in this country from the very beginning. My family has been here since the very beginning. I did my DNA testing and everything, so my family is from the Washington D.C. area, where you had people that weren't even enslaved at the time, and that's one half. And then the other half of my family is from down here in the Atlanta, Georgia area. So I'm completely from this country, and I think that part of the targeting could have had something to do with some of that kind of stuff. But some changes are being made out here. Is looking like. It says they can read some thoughts, but it's mostly just spying directly in technology. Yeah, they got certain ways that they can read thoughts, but as far as just like reading all these targeted individuals out here, I don't think they're just reading everybody's minds on a massive on a massive scale like that, because I think a lot of things would be prevented, and things would be a little bit different if they were just reading everybody's minds. But I know they do have the technology, some kind of, but again, there's a lot of stuff that we don't even know about. So yeah, it may be better developed than we even know, because the kind of technology that they use to target me in particular, using these apps and things, I don't see anybody speaking about that shit. Even people who get on here who they're trying to like help you defeat gang stalking by learning like IT networking and all that kind of shit. I listen to these people and they don't have any updated information. It seems like I can't find really anybody to help me with the problem that I'm having. I don't see anybody I don't hear anybody really discussing the real sophistication of the technology in this program. People tend to seem to just talk about the same stuff over and over again and outdated stuff. Nobody really knows how deep this technology is and how hard up they are to attack us, guys. I just don't see anybody else really going through it like this. It's so much of it that it's hard for me to just fit everything into my videos, into my discussions. It's so deep, and it's so many people, and it's so many different aspects of our life, and I just do not see people representing that in their videos. I don't. It's kind of like, oh, gang talk is evil. Oh, somebody gave me a funny look. No, it's way deeper than that. It's so much deeper than that. Um, let's see. So Ty Boy says, yeah, that's why we are in a disadvantage because we are using the enemies. Yeah, it's just technology. This is the biggest downfall for me is this technology. This phone that I'm using, all this stuff, and then with the attacks, you don't even have the time that you would want to put in. Uh, it takes money and different things like that. That's a gang stalker right there coming out. But it takes money and different things like that to be able to counter this stuff properly. And a lot of us, we just don't have the time, energy, to really do it. And there is just we're one person fighting a whole system. Like they've weaponized the entire system and infrastructure against us, and it's extremely hard to defeat this. Like I said, I don't think people really understand just how deep this targeting really is and how much technology is the driving force. It seems like the people who want to talk about the spirituality, there's kind of sometimes I wonder about them. It's like, are they really just trying to throw people off? Because if you're ignoring all of this technology and just the basic usage of these phones. If you guys just heard that beeping sound, that was a phone that I have over here that it's not even on the internet right now, and you still heard it just make a sound because again, that's the technology that I'm talking about. This person right here just pulled up. We got this time 1 o'clock right here. It's backwards on my end. I hope you guys can really see it, but it's 11:43 that represents 27. That's why this person right here just pulled up. No one else is here. You didn't see anybody else moving at all, but that person just appeared here at that specific time because 27 is on the clock. You see what I'm saying, guys? It's constant, nonstop. I really wish that I could really depict it to you. I'm gonna really try harder again, you know, to really depict how deep this stuff is. And I just don't see people really touching on this stuff. I see very minimal gang stalking taking place in some people's things. So I'm wondering, am I just the most targeted person in the world, or are other people just not maybe smart enough to be able to pick up on everything that's happening to them? So I'm kind of in a league of my own when it comes to this targeting. I hear a lot of talking, all kinds of talking around this program, but I don't see people really showing that this is really happening to them. So it's hard to relate now as my targeting is starting to mature. Okay, so all right, defeat the Draco says COVID is when we realized that most of them are clones. Yeah, that's when it almost had me questioning my mother. Like I was like, man, is this really my mom? You get what I'm saying? I was like, it's not even the same person. It's almost like they swapped out the software. When I was dealing with her, over a few, it's just like I couldn't believe that was my mother. You get what I'm saying? Everybody else, I don't care. I've kind of, I kind of fizzled off most people anyway. Just the way my life had been gone once I was married for those 10 years. We moved down to Florida. I didn't have a big network of people anymore anyway. I kind of was just solely focused on my ex-wife and my stepson and our life that we had in Florida. We were happy. That was the happiest I ever was the first few years. But once the gang stalking set in, it just destroyed that relationship. The second half was kind of rough, but it wasn't so bad. And in my targeting, they try to make me feel as though it's all about me. I'm being targeted, and it's all about something to do with my ex-wife. Sometimes they'll do that, or sometimes it's about. I mean, they try to make you feel like it's about a lot of things, but with me, they typically try to make me feel as though, give me the impression that it's about I'm being targeted as a result of the relationship with my ex-wife, in which I wouldn't be surprised. That's the father of her actual son, who I raised for the 10 years. He ended up doing 7 years in prison after being in a relationship with her. You get what I'm saying? So maybe that's, again, I probably mentioned this in the past. Maybe she's just like some kind of black widow, and she's a self-professed witch as well. She does witchcraft and all that. So I don't know, man. Maybe she, the kind of person that, once she's after, she destroys dudes' lives if once the relationship is over with. Okay, so Ty Boy says you are a veteran like DB. Yeah, I started watching DB back in 2020, I think it was, when I was really just figuring out what was going on. And I remember I was traveling on the road, trying to leave Florida, trying to go north, trying to just get away from the targeting. And I found his channel, and it was like very similar to what I was going through at the time. Back at that time, I used to see a lot of targeting in his video a lot of red shirt people. I don't see that in his videos anymore. I don't know, maybe all of a sudden it just stopped magically, but I know everything that goes on in my target, and it goes on consistently. Like there's nothing about anything that they used to do that they don't do anymore. I can everything I've mentioned from day one, I can still show you right now, right this second. I just showed you. Matter of fact, I got 2 videos that I'm gonna do. That's just an update showing you how often they're still using the number 27 in my targeting, as well as a new color code they've been using for the past few weeks, few months. So I got some stuff coming. But yeah, but the guy, the DB, yeah, I used to see a lot of target in his videos about 4 years ago, and it was like a big deal because I was like, man, this person reminds me of me. We're doing deliveries. We got people doing all this extreme targeting around us, but yeah, that's one of the people whose videos that um at that time really solidified it for me that I was really going through this thing and I'm not the only one. But it was so similar at the time that I almost felt like it was like some kind of AI generated YouTube computer shit. Like this wasn't really a real person. You know what I'm saying? Because it was just a voice I was hearing. And it was almost like it wasn't a real person. Like this computer shit is playing with me, this matrix is playing with me and mimicking me because it was so similar. But then I realized down the line that they usually run the same stuff on people. It's just certain little things that are different, but they usually it's pretty much the same kind of program with everybody. Um, let's see. Defeat the Draco says, "You're a hero. It helps not having kids because they hold us back by the balls." Yeah, you're right. I'm so glad. Well, I'm only glad that I didn't have kids because of the program, because I'm in the program. Like I said, I had a stepson, raised him for 10 years, and they turned him. You know what I'm saying? They turned him and his mom on me with the program. You know, so I'm really glad that I don't have any children. I couldn't imagine these people targeting me through my own children. I don't know how I could deal with something like that. I'm still devastated that my actual family did it to me anyway. You get what I'm saying? So my own children. So I don't even think I think that I might have missed the opportunity to have children, at least here in America. I don't think I would ever do that unless Trump cleans up this mess. And it seems like he's really making efforts to do that. He's trying to make this country something that's livable again. So maybe with the changes that he's trying to make, it's maybe that stuff could be a possibility again. But these people are disgusting, sick, But let's see what happens. If he cuts the funding, you'll see a lot of this stuff fall apart. It was supposed to be cut today by 5 p.m., but some knucklehead ass judge went and did a like a restraining order thing to stop him from being able to do it. They pushed it back until early February. I think February 3rd or February 5th. But what it did, they're trying to cut all the funding for everything. Everything. So we'll see what happens. I really wish they would cut this shit and make these people go get a job and work as hard as I gotta work. Like I'm out here working, doing Uber, Lyft, deliveries, Amazon, everything to make an honest living. And they use the technology to harass the hell out of me while these people like this get to just come around probably using some kind of stingray device. They're probably listening in on my Bluetooth. They're hacking into my phone. They're getting paid to walk around, to ride around society doing this. But I'm out here working hard as shit, to make an honest living, not bothering anybody. And it's corruption. This is just corruption, and it's a waste of taxpayer money. And I really think that Trump and these guys are gonna hopefully this will be part of the because they did mention in a video that I posted in the community section, they did mention that they were cutting some of the funding to the local police departments and all of that. And I believe that's the kind of money that I believe that's the kind of money that they use to give to these perps around the neighborhood that follow us around, harass us, like little stupid shit. Like for instance, when I go to different fast food restaurants around the area, they've been doing this thing for the past few months where they give me my food cold. Like every time I get, whether it's a burger or whatever I'm getting, they try to make sure it's cold. Sometimes I got to double back and say, hey, can you give me some hot food? And I'm 40 years old. I've never in my life on a consistent basis got cold food. See, these kind of things that they're doing, little stuff like that, these are things that they do to people in prison where they mess with every aspect of your life to torture you. Like they're fucking with my food. Imagine I'm paying for it. I'm already got to trust some stranger behind a wall somewhere making my food. I don't have a home to go in the house and just cook and be comfortable. You know, for the past 4 years, I've been having to eat out and shit like that for the most part. And they're playing with my food. You know how low that is, how low down, and so that takes down the whole morale of society because obviously they're being instructed to do this by somebody who they see as an authority figure. And the authority figure is telling them to do some low down, low life scumbag shit like that, and it's acceptable for them to do it. And this is a person of authority telling, whether it's a supervisor, a boss, law enforcement, whoever's telling them to do it, it's somebody that's been entrusted by the public, and they're telling them to do so many little low life, like bitch ass things. You get what I'm saying? Hold up the line on purpose, make sure his food is cold, different things like that. Just these are the things that I hope that Trump is trying to purge out of our society. Just this mean spirited, nasty, all the chicks in the drive-through windows. I gotta have red hair whenever I pull up, like it's some kind of witch, some kind of like it's just disgusting the way things have gone. And I'm glad to see the change. They said they're talking about taking away some of these things like food stamps and Section 8 vouchers. They need to take all that shit away. I hope they do. I don't get anything anyway. I gotta work hard for every dollar, and I get harassed, humiliated, mocked, deprived, all this shit. This is corruption. Something's wrong here. If somebody like me can be put through this, and we got all these scumbags out here, there's something seriously wrong. And I welcome all these changes. You know, even I'm gonna read some comments in a second. Even a lot of these people who were targeting me over the past year, especially in my jobs, right? These were undocumented people, right? And they started disappearing over the past few months. I hate to say it again, but once I started driving this vehicle, a lot of them just disappeared. And then now all of a sudden you have ICE raids and shit going on, and these same people were immigrants here in this country, undocumented, and they're here targeting me. They're here parked even up until this past weekend. There were some people I know for a fact they're probably undocumented, and they're still getting alerts and gang stalking me while they're at my job. You get what I'm saying? Clearly. So we got some serious problems here. All right. Let's see. Draco, defeat the Draco says that creep that tried to kill me works for the CFI or reptilian. Sorry to hear that. Well, Ty Boy, what are you saying is dangerous? I'm sorry, I'm kind of late getting there. Cute. That's a honey trap. Wow, I'm really behind then. If you're talking about, yeah, she was, yeah, that was definitely a honey. Look, see the perp right there, guys, walking out that building. See how that works. In the time right now, it's you see how that works. Anyway, I'm not. Let me finish reading. Yeah. Well, she was. I said she was cute. Um, I don't completely dismiss all honey traps. I think that I've had enough experience with women and things like that to be able to avoid some of the pitfalls that will come from dealing with honey traps. I've dealt with a few honey traps over the years, and it didn't really turn out too horribly. You just got to be, just got to be careful. But it's not much, and as time has progressed, it's been much less that I've been dealing with the honey traps. I just can't stomach dealing with them and the phoniness, and I'm not, I'm not all that pressed anymore. It's hard to deal with these people. Any the people in this who are in this system like this who are targeting people and all that. Is just I don't want to deal with a woman like that at all. You get what I'm saying? That's can be controlled by somebody else. That's the hardest thing, that some other man or whatever, some scornful, hateful woman is controlling a woman that you're with and telling them to do. Hell no, y'all can keep it. It's not that serious. Not that serious. It's like somebody's rubbing poop all over their face and over their hands and saying, "Hey, come on, give me a hug." No, you're covered in gang stalking poop. I'm good. I have less desire to be with you or deal with you as much as you have for me as a Ti. The feeling is mutual, and thank God I'm 40 and I've had plenty of fun, so I don't feel too like I'm missing out too much. Um, let's see. Yeah, trap. Yeah, I know. I'm very careful with the honey traps. They had so many honey traps in my car last night. Like I told you, I was like literally I was like the whole train express last night. I was taking them, even though I know it's probably fake. You know what I'm saying? because it was all the same theme, same things over and over again. So like when they put the black girls in the car, a lot of times they're just strippers or hookers, and I'm transporting them to the strip club. Like the first dude that got into my vehicle last night, he was stinking real bad, real big dude. He just came from home and he was stinking that bad to go out. He was stinking. I had to put the window down. He was mad but he stunk so bad. It was cold, but he was stinking so bad. And he wanted me to turn the heat up. This dude was probably about 400 pounds, big ass 6'3" dude in the back, sitting right back here. See that it's not even that big in here, you know. And he wanted, anyway, I took him to a strip club. He was the bouncer at a strip club, the first ride of the night. And then they proceeded to put strippers or hookers or whatever in the car all night long. And then some nights what they'll do, it's like a consistency thing, like this, just to show me that the people that I'm dealing with are not real. So also, so last night it was all strippers and hookers for the most part, other than that one dude. And then some nights they'll have all like white females, and every time I get a white female in the vehicle, especially if she's single by herself, they always talk about sports. That's like the running theme, directed conversation they do. They've been doing that for months. Every time a white female, young white female, let's say probably about 35 or younger, gets into my vehicle by themselves, they always want to talk about sports or something. Every single time they want to talk about sports. And that's very strange. It's not even the guys. They want to talk about sports every time, and they have plenty of conversation and everything. And they send the black girls in here, the strippers, and this, and they just sitting here dead ass quiet, or they're on the phone talking to somebody else like I don't exist. I don't know. It's just but they all do the same exact thing, consistency to a point where you can clearly see that it's a script. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, I think that was a setup. I'm just getting to that message, Ty Boy. I think it was a setup. That's why I didn't touch her. If the girl that I was talking about earlier, who was in a car, who left her the panties in here, I think she wanted me to touch her, and she kept trying to touch me. She kept leaning from the back. She was leaning right here in the middle, and she just kept like trying to like touch my arm, and she leaned her head on me. And then she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry for leaning my head on you." And I was like, "It's all good or whatever." And then she asked me for my number and all that. But I'm very used to dealing with the honey traps and all this crap. I didn't touch her. Let's tell you that much. I think she was just trying to get some DNA. And that's when you got to pull your phone out and record. That's one thing I didn't do. I should have started recording. Let's see. The Boston Ministry says, "Man, I just start hollering from the lack of intimacy from females. The lack of intimacy from females, they block us from. That's the only tactic that gets to me." Yeah, they don't let it get to you, because that frustration is a motherfucker. But they do make sure they go through hell and high water to make sure that there's no females interested in me. And now that I start driving a nice car, because we live in America, and women, it'll catch a woman's eye. You got a nice car. That's one thing that brings a little of attention to you. They'll start to give you a little bit of attention. So what they've been doing with me, like I've been mentioning, they keep all the women away from me. And then again, if there's a woman that comes around, for the most part, she's completely into the gang stalking shit, right? Some kind of witch or whatever. Or it's a woman that has to be with a dude. They didn't used to do that. They just started doing that over the past few months. They would send women into my job all the time, sit there and talk to me all night long, exchange numbers. So every night, every day, it was different women there showing up consistently. And then as soon as I started to show a little bit of progress, all of a sudden now nobody, like tonight I worked, nobody came in. There was one female in there. They make sure they're real standoffish. They come in real quick, do one thing and go. But before that, they had all the conversation for me in the world. But now I guess they felt like I was down and out, right? I guess it was fun for them, kind of like looking down on me or something. Again, I guess I didn't know. I thought my van was pretty cool. I guess I was driving a minivan and I was working that particular job, and it was like, I guess it was a fun thing to be around me when they felt like the program was destroying my life. But then things start to change as far as in their eyes. They don't send any women around me anymore at all. They even like to send big ass trucks and cars to block my car when I pull in, so that maybe a woman won't look over and see me. It's just really weird, and it just really tells you a lot of what this program is really about. Hey guys, I'm gonna go until 12:15, but I got to get to work. I got some big bills that I got to pay. I'm playing catch up because of the financial sabotage that I've been dealing with. for the past few months, I'm trying to catch up on some stuff. So I'm gonna go until 12:15. I put the link up if anybody wants to get in here. But you're right, Boston Ministry. The lack of intimacy, it definitely is unhealthy. It's unnatural. But it's very disgusting. It's a really disgusting aspect of it. But what I'd say to myself is, if they literally can control no women coming around. I live in I pretty much reside in a nice area for the most part. You're gonna see good looking women around. You're gonna see it around here. You get what I'm saying? These kind of neighborhoods, they're just gonna. I live in the Atlanta area. They have the neighborhood like childproof. Like they make sure there's no women around. Whenever the different gas stations I might pull up to, different places, they just completely make sure they use. Again, before I guess they felt like I was beneath, but now they make sure that there's no women around. And again, when they do come around, they get in my Uber or shit like that, which is rare. They make sure they're on the phone with a dude, or the trip is they're going to some dude's house. The trip is under his name. You get what I'm saying? Oh, and they'll send me around strip clubs. Like if you want to, the impression that they're trying to give me is I need to be tricking off money if I want to deal with these women. I need to be dealing with a woman that's under the control of this system, strippers and hoes and stuff like that. If I want to have any kind of intimacy, and that's not intimate, that's a transaction. And I'm not. Yeah, it's sad that they're doing this, man. It's diabolical. It's a brand new kind of evil that I'm still adjusting to. I didn't even know something like this existed. But the fact that they can control these women like that they can make them not even come around, not fuck with me at all. They have that control over these women in general. I don't want them. I don't want no woman that's under control of this matrix shit that we can't have an organic relationship, that's private between me and that person, and there's supposed to be some other entity that's controlling it. Keep that shit. You get what I'm saying? That's like somebody trying to sell you some tainted food or some shit. Like I don't want that. Like you got a nice sirloin steak, but before they give you the steak, they dig their finger in it and take a lick some sauce off of it and then give it to you. Keep that shit. That's your steak. You control that steak. You can have it. I don't want it. I'd rather do without. It's dudes in prison who spend many years in prison but they can't, they do what they got to do with their self, even not going in the homosexual route. Anyway, I'm getting off the topic, but you get what I'm saying. Like I'm cool if you got that much control over these chicks. They're yours. These are masters girls, so I'm good. I don't have a place in that. God strengthens me. Welcome in. On the average Joe, welcome in. I'm just getting down. You guys see I'm late. Let's see. Average Joe says, if you are real Ti, there's no point in chasing tail. You just got to keep to yourself until something official is announced. Most people have a price, and girls these days are all about the cheese. Just you're just yeah. I know. I've been dealing with this long enough that I don't even, it's no chase and tell at all. You know what I'm saying? But we do have needs. Every now and then you might want to inquire and see if there's something we can find. Like I said, I've gotten lucky a little bit over the years. Last few years, not as much lately. The Atlanta, Georgia area is just the gang stalking here really. It really disgusts me. You get what I'm saying? The people disgust me. How horribly they gang stalk and the added. This is I'm not even all that interested. But the thing about that is we don't want to let them take away that natural feeling though. I make sure that I'm still, like online, I do more than I usually would be. I look at women and kind of flirt with chicks and stuff online and you know what I'm saying, kind of interact. I don't want to let them take that from me completely. You get what I'm saying? I'm not going to take my desire away. Now I can control my desire and be disciplined and know that these people, these honeypots, different things are not good for me and I don't put too much effort and time until we can make some kind of change, and so I can put myself somewhere where I have a more organic experience with women, where it's not so controlled by the matrix. Then maybe I can open up a little bit, but yeah, I don't let them completely take that feeling. I'm 40, like I'm too old to, I don't want to let them make me lose a desire. You see what I'm saying? My natural desire for feminine energy and women. I don't want to let them take that away. And that's part of what they want to do. They want to change who you are, change your physiology, change your psychology, change you get what I'm saying? So I don't let them completely just turn me off of women at all. I make sure I indulge and enjoy, the beauty of women and different things of that nature. I'm not gonna let them turn me on women and make me hate women or whatever. I realize that a lot of these women are weak-minded. They're programmed. They're broken down by the matrix, and it's not their fault. But I know I can't deal with that because they've been ruined. They've been tainted. So I don't feel like I'm missing out on a lot. And again, and like I always say, thank God, me personally, I've had a lot of fun. I have a lot of good memories that I can draw from, which is, I would like to make more now that I'm a single man. I've been single now for 3, 4 years. I should be having the time of my life and being able to meet somebody and maybe even start a family. But I'm wasting all these years away just because somebody has a fucking problem with me, and I don't get to have an organic life experience anymore. So hopefully Trump, is gonna make some changes here where these people aren't able to have the ability to do this to people anymore. This shouldn't be being done to me in no kind of way. All right, let me go down a little bit more. But good comment, on average, Joe, if you're still in here. Okay, Vertex, welcome in. That's a name I recognize. They use directed energy on my groin. They probably do. They use directed energy towards my head. I hear it in my ears and different things like that. I can. It's like a radio frequency I hear every now and then, especially if I got my Bluetooth in like I do now. Marco Polo says, "Bro, I go through the same shit. Went to the marijuana shop and just realized they have gave them some infected weed to try and sell me. Be careful what you buy from anywhere." Yeah, yeah, Marco Polo. When I go to this shops or whatever, for the most part, I like to make sure I buy something that's packaged up, professionally packaged up. You get what I'm saying? And even that, I don't always trust. There was some Indian guys that I was buying from at a different shop in my area, and I thought they were doing some kind of funny stuff with some stuff that wasn't packaged up. Like down here, sometimes they got the joints, the pre rolls, loose pre rolls, like in a jar and all that. I try to stay away from that kind of stuff. I don't trust it, at all. But it definitely, I'm glad that they didn't completely wipe out the legal cannabis out here. It's not as good as it was. They got legal cannabis out here. It's just like smoking some mid. But I think what they had on the market, I think that was making me sick. I think it was a chemical in there that was causing me a health problem that completely went away once that stuff came off the shelf and I stopped smoking it. Issue that I was having just completely disappeared. So maybe it was a good thing they took that off the shelf. It could have been a cancer situation developing. Um, let's see. Ty Boy says Joe is right. We men have to stay warrior mode. Yeah, I know. It's like I know. It's the mindset. It's like we're at war. We can't do everything, but you got to think when guys are in war. Think about sometimes the warriors. They have to have that decompression, though. You get what I'm saying? Warriors, even always in history, the warriors, the soldiers. They would go to brothels and different things and be or go be around women in bars and speakeasies and shit like that. You have to have that decompression, or you're gonna be on edge. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be ready to snap and you might blow up on somebody. You gotta have a decompression. You gotta relax a little bit. You have to indulge in what's natural. It might not be completely the way you want it to be, but whatever it is you can indulge in that can bring you some kind of peace. Like when I'm being pressed really hard in this program and it's really trying to bear down with a lot of stress and really trying to like make things difficult and close the walls in on me. One thing that does give me peace is looking at beautiful women. You got Instagram here, you got Twitter, you got all these different things. You can enjoy that without like porn and all that crazy going so deep, but you still can really enjoy women and flirt and different things like that, just to keep that part of you, keep that muscle working. You don't want to let that just completely go. You don't want to let them take away your humanity. That's a part of your humanity. It's natural, and you don't want to let them take that from you. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I make a conscientious effort to be flirty. It be extra. I'm looking. I'm enjoying. Which I make sure that I still enjoy that. I don't want to let them take it away. And I'm not like a religious kind of guy, and I'm not all Bibled up, and all that kind of stuff. So I still enjoy certain aspects of the world. I'm not one of those kind of TIs that come on here and try to act like I'm holier than thou and I'm just being targeted for no reason and just because I'm so holy. I don't know why. I think I'm being targeted just because of jealousy and hating and things like that. Um, but I'm not that kind of TI. I'm not really deep into, those spirituality and things of that nature. And I think everybody has a choice. Everybody doesn't have to be the same. And I think that all that kind of stuff, when people start bringing the religion and telling you to repent, that is bringing more division. And I don't think we need division within the targeted program. Like when you think about Freemasons, they got people from all walks of life. You get what I'm saying? It's not just, oh, you got to be this way or I can't fuck with you at all. That's the stupidest thing you can do as a TI. So I don't judge people based upon those kind of belief systems and things like that. It's just I'm not cut that way. My brain doesn't work that way and I can't force it. I am who I am, and I accept myself and I've forgiven myself for anything that I've ever done, that might not have been, you know, uh perfect. You get what I'm saying? You got to forgive yourself first, and then nothing anybody else can try to do to shame you. But you got to forgive yourself and change your behavior. Um, that's how I believe. Boston Ministry says in Vertex, yeah, they do that because they want you to relapse and they want you to be lethargic. Yeah. If you have issues with like sex addiction or drug addiction, different things like that, you don't want to indulge. If you can control yourself and you have self-discipline, which you better have that in this program, you can kind of be lenient with yourself, and you know your limits. Like with me, I don't drink much because I noticed over the years when I would drink that my decision making wouldn't be the best. I made some sloppy decisions in the past while drinking. And I've noticed that now that I barely ever have a drink. Maybe every few months I might have a sip, beer or something, just barely ever. I don't make as many bad and sloppy decisions that I used to while I was drinking. I used to drink every day, you know, um, and years ago, about 10 years ago. So, but yeah, once I stopped doing that, a lot of the bad decision making went away. Uh, let's see. I'm about to end this in a few, guys. Just wanted to check in. I see nobody wants to tap in on the thing. Drake, Defeat the Draco says, I told my kid that my favorite cake was pineapple and orange, and uh, this reptile friend today said she craves a pineapple and orange ice cream. So they regurgitate. Yeah, they do that. They do a lot of that. But with me, it's not as much as what I say because I don't really speak to a lot of people anymore. I've been really isolated more than ever. I've been isolated more than ever lately. I got to get out of this depressing state. It's not good for me to be here. I need to get back to the sunshine of Florida. I realized that was really good for a TI to be able to go to the beach and have the ocean relaxing, to have the sun, and going through this cold ass winter. I just went through snowstorms and ice and extremely a polar vortex while struggling financially and being targeted, all that kind of shit. That could have been alleviated if I was, somewhere like Florida. I could still be getting targeted, but not be getting attacked by the weather as well, and cold and miserable. Not miserable, but cold. The crazy part is with all this that they're doing to me, I'm still not unhappy. I'm still genuinely happy and different things like that. I'm not unhappy and miserable and just sour. I will never let them do that to me because that's what they are, and that's what they want. So I won't let it happen. Let's see. Marco Polo says, it's possible. But yeah, what I was saying though, Defeat the Draco, what you were saying about the orange and pineapple, how they do that. What they do with me is they mimic what I do online. Like if I'm watching a political video, somebody talking about a certain topic politically or anything like that, if they don't like it, they'll try to do shit like, oh, nobody will show up at the job, like as if they're boycotting the business because they don't like the video I watched today, or you get what I'm saying, or they don't like the woman who I'm showing attention to, so they'll mimic that. It's like shit like that, like the stuff that should be none of their business that I'm being intruded upon. I'm being intruded upon. My personal data, my personal information. They're just hacking into stuff and looking at stuff and bothering things that should be none of their business, and then they try to use that kind of stuff to harass me and mock me about it. It's just real sick behavior. You get what I'm saying? Just a lot of sick shit, man. Real sick people, and I just think that And Trump is trying to make a lot of these people go back to work, right? He's telling them to go back to work. These government officials, these government employees, he just made an offer: go back to work in the office. No more working from home. Go back to work or take a buyout. We'll pay you 7 months of salary, and we'll buy you out. And I think that's a really good thing. That's a start, because a lot of those perps are probably working from home and they're able to spend their time gang stalking you instead of being in the office all day. Like, I got family members that work. I got a lot of family members that work in government positions, and they've been working at home for a long time. And, and especially one in particular who I'm thinking about right now. I'm not gonna mention who she is, but she had plenty of time to perp. When I was around a few years ago, I remember she was working from home. She's a government employee, and she would, every time she would come back around the house, she would always show up at the gang stalking time. She was just doing all of the different gang stalking activity that I had been dealing with. But she was also one of those employees working from home. So I think it's really good that they're gonna take their asses back to work, get off the streets, harassing us in the cars, color coordinating, and messing with you, knocking on your walls in your apartment. Take your ass to work and go do something good for the country. I think this is good. I'm really starting to believe that this gang stalking crap those of us being thrown in is, because of a lot of these liberal policies that were put in place. And, they're giving these handouts to people for doing this stupid shit, targeting people and all that. I think a lot of that is getting ready to be stomped out. I really do. I'm glad they're going back to work. A lot of this stuff, and I'm just so glad to see people, getting their comeuppance after everything we've been put through and deprived of. And now it seems like some people are starting to, get a little taste of it. And I think it's a good thing. They're very spoiled. They're very spoiled, and they're arrogant, and just I'm just glad that some things are starting to balance themselves out. So just be patient, T.I.s, and hang in there. I'm gonna finish off some of these comments, and then I got to get to work, guys. Last night they wasted the first 2 hours of my night. I couldn't even. I'm not gonna get into all that. I can make the money. I gotta bear down on it. And if you're in here, also, I don't think you are. You probably would have said something. Rebirth. Thank you for that generous support the other day. That came as a great surprise. A lot of the support that when you guys do hit my Cash App, a lot of times it comes at a great time. Like, it's so ironic. But the targeting that I'm dealing with, and then when you guys do show some support, a lot of times it comes in right when it needs to be there. And not every time, but it has been a few times here recently since I've been going through the severe financial attack where you guys have really looked out, especially the other day, Rebirth. That was beautiful. I appreciate that. And also same with you, Ricardo, and the consistency has been awesome over the past year and a half. Thank you so much. Let's see. Is it okay? So Marco Polo says, is it possible, bro? The technology they have installed Pegasus, is it possible that they are using technology? Yeah, I think so, Marco. Their technology is definitely far ahead. The things that they've shown me, the things they do to me and show me, it shows me that it's very far ahead. I don't see anybody discussing this stuff. Anybody was being targeted. Um, Either they don't know, I don't know, but like I said, it's very extreme. And I think they do have a Pegasus um program running on all my devices. I mean, they got me completely smothered when it comes to the cyber world. Any app I use, all my phones, all programmed, everything. I need to do a complete flush, but I just haven't been able to do it. You know what I mean? But everything you can imagine, they got complete control. We are at such a disadvantage because we don't have any like leverage. They can see us coming. They can see everything we're doing, everything we're trying to do, what kind of money we do or don't have. It's no chance to be able to do anything. When you're under this kind of surveillance and they're smothered. I mean, right? They fly planes over my head. They use the Air Force. There's up there. They use everything, guys. But yeah, it is like a Pegasus type of software that I think I'm being targeted with, which makes me really believe that it's like a more of a like a government state actor that's doing this to me. But the back doors they have on these apps, I mean, they control every single Uber, every DoorDash, Uber Eats, every Lyft, every single one. They all got 27 in the address. or the person that gets in the car has a script, and they make sure these people keep doing the same old thing every time, so that I will recognize the pattern. Like for instance, like they do this thing where it's been like the third time the other night they'll have a black male with dreadlocks. I don't know if they call them dreads, but with locks, and a white blonde female dual, like getting in the car from a club from drinking, and I'm taking them home. They do that consistently, right? They'll just keep having that same mixture of the black dude with locks and a blonde white woman. That'll be somewhere 35 or younger. Now, with me, I have locks that have magically grown in my head last year, or actually year before last, which I'm getting ready to cut off. My shit was more spiritual, and I think that the that breakthrough that I was looking for is just about there, and I'm gonna anyway. But yeah, they do things like that to show you repetition over and over again. You guys get what I'm saying. They do things to make sure that you'll notice the pattern, so you'll know that you're being messed with. Is what I'm trying to say. And they do that to me all the time. Nobody that gets in my Ubers, it's no fun. It's no fun because I don't get to have any natural, organic experiences. It's like they're scared to death for me to be able to actually meet somebody that's not in the program and have a conversation with them, and for whatever reason. So they literally control everybody that gets in my vehicle or anybody that I'm delivering to. Hey, I even did an Amazon. I haven't even my Amazon route. I showed up to do an Amazon route a few weeks ago, and I knew it was already about to be some bullshit because when they sent me my route, it was supposed to be mad. It's supposed to be random. Of course, I screenshotted all this shit. It had the number 27 right there in the middle, so I knew it was getting ready to be some bullshit. So they literally sent me back to my neighborhood, 30 minutes away where I just drove from. They sent me back to my neighborhood and literally had me going around my neighborhood that I live in, where they harassed me all day, always fucking with me. They sent me on a route out there, and it was an extremely hard route. They had me doing all kinds of bullshit, showing me that this is because of the gang stalking. All the addresses were 27. They had people waiting for me at every stop to just do their stupid street theater, dumb stuff, be in my way, everything you could imagine. Everything. I mean, they got complete control. That was only like my third route, and they already jumped on it that quick, and they had it completely mapped out so it'll be the most difficult experience possible. You get what I'm saying? So it'll turn me off from wanting to use that as a money as a revenue stream. They got complete control over anything internet, guys. Always remember that. Anybody that's not mentioning that shit to you, that's not talking to you about the technological control, they're blowing smoke up your butt. Okay? Trust me. If their main focus is spirituality and magical reptilian beings all the time, and they're not telling you about this real life shit that's going on right here in front of you, they might not be being honest with you. All right, guys, I got 5 more minutes to go. I went later than I should as usual. I got 5 more minutes, guys. I got to get to work. Joe was right. Dating is just a way for them to creep in our lives and set us up. Yeah, it is. I agree. I agree. All right, Jerry. All right, Jerry says Sabrina Wallace started talking about it. Telecommunications engineer, 6'7" podcast breaks it down in English. Okay, I'm gonna screenshot that. Give me a second here. Let me get that. I don't have any space on this phone. It seems like to even screenshot it. I got it. And this creep over here that showed up when 27 was on the clock is still sitting there, by the way. Just sitting right there, being sneaky, using some kind of device, I'm sure, probably listening to my Bluetooth or using some kind of Stingray device to be in my phone. That's what they do all around me all day, nonstop. Just complete domination over the technology and these phones and all of this. Complete. I really can't wait to the day that I can just put this shit down, not use it anymore. I'm working on it. I'm gonna figure it out. I get a lot of 33, 66, and 60, and that also sevens. Okay. Do you think those numbers have any meaning, Draco? That 33, I get that number 33. I don't get it as much, but I do get that number. And I think that's usually the Freemasons making themselves known. They do a lot of like 433, like letting me know they're doing this for 33. which I interpret as they're doing it for a 33rd degree Freemason in the area who's calling the shots, who was probably giving instructions from like national security apparatus. That's what I believe. Uh, let's see. So I was just checking in with you guys. This won't be too long. I got to work. I had an hour. I want to now. Here it is, an hour and a half. So I just wanted to check in. I haven't been able to do these in a while. Things are starting to kind of slow down a little bit. So I just wanted to take a time out to talk to you guys. On average, Joe says my channel shows almost nothing but my targeting. So of its obvious and irrefutable evidence. I'm gonna check it out on average, Joe. I don't think I've looked at it in a little while. I take breaks from looking at gang stalking stuff from time to time, just so I don't go crazy. I go through so much targeting throughout the day. I don't always want to. I can't always pick up my phone and watch gang stalking stuff content as well. Sometimes I gotta take a break. They replace your family with clones, even your kid. I believe it, Draco. It seems that way, man. My mother, when like I said, it just did not seem like the same person mentally at all. I couldn't believe it, and the stuff she was saying and all of that was just it just really creeps me out. It's very weird, and I know it's some shit that's going on. That is deeper than we even understand, way deeper. Biblically, bitter truth says this entire system is demonic. I have been doing a lot of research on gang stalking, and apparently, the entities coordinating it are not humans, but they need humans to carry it out. They are well compensated. I wouldn't doubt it. It's something very, very strange, and it seems almost non-human. It does, but it seems non-human to us. But I think it's just such advanced technology that we can't comprehend it. The things that they do to me and the levels of surveillance, it's just it's unimaginable. It's hard to really even quantify and explain it to you guys. It's very, very, very much more deeper than I see most people, um, showing. It's deep. All right, I missed it. I'm gonna miss a lot of comments here. Damn, it's a lot of comments I'm missing. I'm going all the way down to the bottom. Sorry, guys. I don't have the kind of time tonight. All right, I'm all the way at the bottom of the content. So Ron says it's like they're losing their minds. That's how I feel about my mom. They're under some type of spell. Yeah, man. It was unbelievable, dealing with any of these people, all of them, mom, dad. Like I gave everybody a chance back in 2020 to be around, and it was unbelievable what I was seeing, and it's no matter. And back then, I was still trying to like plead my case and tell them, hey, this is going on, all this stupid shit, which I wish I never did, but. And they don't care. It's almost like they don't care. You're telling them they just hurting you that you're doing this shit. They don't care. It's just like they're gone. But then when I see the fact that animals like do the same kind of like synchronizations around me, like they'll have birds fly on my rearview mirror right here and shit like that on 27 and stuff like that. But anyway, guys, I really got to go. I really enjoy speaking to you guys. I can't damn, I really want to read these comments and talk to you guys, but I got to get to work. I got to make this money. Unless somebody in here, let me know right now. Unless somebody in here can support the Cash App about $50, between 50 to 100. If y'all can Cash App me, hit 27. I'll take off. I'll wait. I'll go ahead and chat with you guys for another hour or so if somebody hit the Cash App. But other than that, I got to get out here and bust my ass. It's like I do every night. Like I said, if somebody wants to hit the Cash App, hit the 27, and I'll drop the Cash App link, and I'll go park in this area where there's people, so I can show you the gang stalking that they do all around me. Ever since that I've been driving this vehicle right here, they don't bother me as much when I go to a secluded area. Like right now where I am, they usually will have all kinds of cars coming past. People will be walking around me and shit. They don't do that to me anymore. They don't like people to see you in something that can be considered as nice. You get what I'm saying? They don't want that. So they might do something like this, have one person just come over. This person, let me see, this camera's weird right here. Have one person just come around, but they don't swarm me anymore. They don't do all that kind of shit to me as much. When I go to gas stations and all that, especially with women, they try to make sure it's all dudes around. And again, I'm not saying this I care. I'm just observing, and it just tells you what the mindset of this program is, where if it's some kind of material thing, that's something nice, They don't want people associating you with that. So they can literally control them and have them not even come around at all. It's amazing how they can do this. It's like everything is based in our thoughts. Yeah, and actions, thoughts and actions. What's going on, Ricardo? Welcome in, man. Yeah, I'm getting ready. I gotta get to work. It's getting late. It's 12:30 now. A lot of these degenerates should be off the road, but I can't. I'm gonna do a video soon, like when I really get the right kind of battery life or use a different kind of camera. I want you guys to really see how they carry it on the road with all the synchronizations when I ride up to intersections, how consistent it is, how at every intersection that I go to, I mean, in the middle of the night, all around town, I'm riding. It'd be nobody in sight for my, but every time I'm at an intersection, there's always somebody there. It's like to like let them know, okay, he just passed here. I mean, they just pass you off as you ride all around town. They got this whole shit mapped out like a perfect grid, and they even drive the same speed that you're driving. So if I'm driving fast, they'll be driving fast so they can meet me at the intersection at the same time. If I'm riding slow and easy, they're riding slow and easy, and they meet me at the exact same time. They got this shit mapped out, and they got the people trained to where it seems like it's robots in these cars, like some kind of droid that's connected to us. They're connected to us somehow. So at the same rate that we move, they're moving. And it's just surveillance. Is what it's high tech surveillance. That's what it is. But it's being used in a gang stalking way to harass because they can do all of this shit without us knowing it. They do things to make sure that we notice that it's going on. But all right, guys, I've been talking and running my mouth. I'm going to tire myself out. I got to get out here and deal with the perps. I got to deal with the app giving me a bunch of bullshit deals. And then when they do get in the car, the thing they've been doing a lot also too is they'll send. Like, matter of fact, I had two dudes in the car last night. And both of them stunk. Right? They've been sending me stinking people. Just imagine that. Like you're a perp and they're using you because you stink. You get what I'm saying? Are you okay with that? Do you know that you're being used because you stink? They had this dude come in and stunk, and then right after that, I picked up another dude, and he stunk as well. But then after that, they had all hookers and like whores, literally whores, for me transport them all around all night. But anyway, guys, um, I'll catch up with you guys. I'll catch up with you guys again soon. Again, I got a couple videos that I'm trying to work on. I just can't get the time because I've been working so hard as usual. Let me think. I'm sure some things I didn't get to discuss with you guys because this is kind of a rush video. And whenever I get an opportunity to just sit down and relax, I'm usually so tired and wore out. I don't even have the time to just sit back and do a video with you guys. And it's been a cold. We had a cold front that's been going on for the past week. It's so cold you don't even want to move. You know what I mean? But all right, guys, I got to get out of here. I'm sure I missed some topics I want to talk to you guys about. I'll try to do the stream yard thing again another time. See if anybody wants to get in and talk instead of me just sitting here talking for an hour. All right, guys, I'm gonna end this one seriously this time. It was fun talking to you guys, and I'll be in contact again soon. Check me out on TikTok before it's gone. I still do have a TikTok. Check my community tab. There's a link there as well as a QR code where you can connect with my TikTok. I'm going to get active over there soon. Obviously, there's some kind of reason why they don't like TikTok. It must be some shit going on over there that I need to see. You know what I'm saying? I never took TikTok serious. Maybe I should look into it. But anyway, guys, check that out. I also have an IG. You can, it's same as Gangs Talking About It. Numbers is the name there. I have Cash App posted in my community section. Um, it's connected with that TikTok post. So if anybody wants to support the Cash App, I appreciate it. I'm out here. I'm out here battling every day. Every little bit helps. It just I'll be over the hump soon. But they really set me back with what they did to me over the past few weeks. Hey, I believe you, Ricardo, and I appreciate that, man. I appreciate every time you do support the channel, support what I got going on, and I'm going to keep trying to bring you guys good content. It's going to get better soon, guys. As soon as I can get through this hump that I'm dealing with right now, the content is going to start kicking out, the good videos, good quality, and hopefully soon I can be relocated in a better area with better scenery and I could be doing more and show you guys more. But this is just kind of a depressing place to be out here, and these people really suck. So I'm very isolated right now. But all right, guys, I'll talk to you guys soon. This was fun, and I'll be in contact. Peace.